Today we're all about the overhead press. Let's dive into some different exercises you may not be doing that will help your overhead press increase. If you have access to it, using a Swiss bar or an American press bar with different multi-grips is a phenomenal tool to use to help increase your overhead press. So obviously this bar is going to allow you to press in more of a neutral position. It's going to be a lot more shoulder friendly, and it's also going to place a little bit more of a tricep emphasis on your overhead press. A lot of people think that overhead press is just the shoulders, so therefore they only train the shoulders. You cannot forget about the triceps. On the overhead press with the Swiss bar or the American press bar, you'll see that it has 4 different grip positions that you can choose from. 1 more angled, and then 3 that are more regular or more neutral. So typically I tend to switch it up between the wider grip for a little bit more shoulder emphasis and a little bit more narrow for more tricep emphasis. For this current phase that I'm on, I have more of a tricep emphasis for my overhead press, so I'll be going more narrow on that second grip right there. Now I tend to use this movement as a main lift or sometimes a supplementary exercise to help complement the main lift. So typically what I do with this is I'll do anywhere from 1 to 5 reps and go anywhere from also about 1 to 5 sets as well with it, taking it with more of an intensity focus rather than more of a hypertrophy focus. There's nothing wrong with using it as an hypertrophy exercise. This is just something that I do. And the second exercise, and the last one I want to talk about in this video, is the standing dumbbell overhead tricep extension. So on this one, you're going to grab your dumbbell, press it up overhead. I like using the opposite arm as a support arm, keeping the elbow up nice and tall. And then from here, bring that elbow back behind the head near the opposite ear, and then drive right back up. Get a nice deep stretch on that, on the tricep, bring it right back up. Now, one of the things I like about this one is, one, it mimics the exact pattern that the triceps will be doing in the overhead press, and it's going to really bias the long head of the tricep, which is going to help with that lockout strength on your overhead press. Use this movement as an accessory exercise to your overhead press, anywhere from 6+ reps with 2 to 4, 2 to 6 sets, somewhere between there, depending on how much you can recover from. So if you're looking to build your overhead press and you have access to the Swiss bar and some dumbbells, give these variations a try. If you don't have access to a Swiss bar, what you could do is just use heavier dumbbells in that neutral position and then mess around with the width of your pressing for that as well too, to mimic what you're trying to work. Remember, a little bit wider is going to be a bit more shoulder emphasis. The closer you go, it's going to be a little bit more tricep emphasis on that. Hopefully these tools and variations will help you build your overhead press. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure you guys like and subscribe and stay tuned for more.